Hello and welcome back to DivideTheWord.blog. My name is Ralph Brickley and I'm glad to have you here with us today. Today we are announcing finally the launching of our podcast called Spiritual Recovery. And this is really exciting. It's going to be a place for us to really delve deep into topics of spiritual abuse, spiritual recovery, and it's actually going to allow us to bring guests into the show who can give their own stories, both of tragedies and the things they've been through, but also the redemption, the healing and the recovery and the growth that people have experienced in their walk out of spiritual abuse and cult-style religion. And so this is really exciting. We wanted to put a link in the description of this video below. I'll put a link here on the screen. We are now published on Google Music, iTunes, and we will be publishing to TuneIn as well. So you can search for our podcast by searching in whatever platform you're using, Spiritual Recovery by Ralph Brickley. And this is going to be an exciting time for this channel. And we've also created a Patreon account where you can help support the channel. And all of the support is going to just simply help pay for the hosting of the SoundCloud account. It's going to help pay for equipment to make bigger and better videos and podcasts for you. But a very small portion of that money is going to go back to the show. The majority of whatever we get from donations, if anything at all, it's not a requirement. It's not something we're going to request, but it is something we're hoping to do for this very reason. There are people who I have personally sent books to, and I'm going to continue doing this out of my own pocket because I really believe that healing from spiritual abuse is so important, especially when you hear the stories and the things that people have been through and the trauma that continues to affect them. They've got to find a place of recovery. And part of that recovery, especially for me, was in books such as Toxic Faith, The Subtle Power of Spiritual Abuse, Recovering from Spiritual Abuse, and many more. So we're hoping that by helping to fund the channel, we can create a bank of books. And then when people have need of that, when they visit our blog, DivideTheWord.blog, when they watch these videos, when they subscribe to our podcast, that they're able to request copies of these books and we'll ship them to people for free, no cost to them at all. And really, the goal is to bring spiritual recovery to people. So this is the announcement video of our podcast, Spiritual Recovery by Ralph Brickley. And in that podcast, we're going to have lots and lots of guests who come in and speak with us, talk about their experiences, share with you. And I'm even encouraging those of you who watch these videos and who visit DivideTheWord.blog, if you have sherries to store, backtrack that. If you have stories to share that you would love to get out there into the public, I would love to have you as a guest in our show. So look forward to that. Please look at the description of this video below for a link to our SoundCloud account, or you can again search the iTunes, Google Play Music podcast library for Spiritual Recovery by Ralph Brickley. And also visit the Patreon page, and I'll also put a link to our blog in this video as well. We would love to have that feedback from you. So thank you for participating. Thank you for the great growth. I also wanted to announce that we have now reached over 500 subscribers on this YouTube channel, Divide the Word. That is exciting. Thank you so much for participating and being a part of this journey with us in spiritual health, spiritual recovery, and just exposing the things that are out there. I got a comment from somebody about 2 weeks ago on my Facebook page who said, thank you so much for sharing the stuff you are, because those of us, when we hear about this, we think that's crazy. There's no way that's really happening. Or we think there's no way that's happening here in our own backyard. And this was a person who lived in the same town I live in. And it truly is in our own backyard. You would be surprised of the people who are going through traumatic events in your own backyard. I recently received a comment of a person who left a spiritually abusive church like the one I left, went to a more grace-styled church, and it turned out that even in that environment, that the pastor, who was a married man, was making approaches on this person. Now that just tells us this is a human condition. It's not related to any one church, one denomination, one religion, or without religion. It's a human failing of having character flaws and moral flaws. But it is amplified when it is in a spiritual setting, because we have this natural belief that spiritual leaders are somehow above that, or should be above that, held to a higher standard. So the traumatic effect of that has long-lasting effects. And so we just hope that we can share those stories with people. And by seeing the increase in the channel subscribers, it's not a me thing, it's not a pride thing. It is literally just an excitement that we're getting this message out to more and more and more people. And I only hope that you will help me grow the podcast, that you'll share it, subscribe to it, follow it, participate, contact me if you'd like to be a part of it, so that we can get this message of spiritual healing and recovery out to more and more people. So again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of this exciting time in Divide the Word and spiritual recovery. And again, I'm going to link all that information to this video. So God bless and have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Spiritual recovery is recapturing your individuality, faith, joy, and desire, taking it back from those who would use positions of power and spiritual authority to rob you of you. Spiritual abuse in religion of many forms is just as real as physical forms of abuse, and its effects are far-reaching and difficult to recover from. This show is designed to show you that you are not alone and that there is a lasting, joyful recovery to be found, one that is without the shackles of the traumatic effects of abuse. For those interested in recapturing your joy, we hope that you will follow and support this podcast. Our hope is that by sharing stories of abuse and redemption, you'll find the path to your own recovery and show you that finally you are free to be you.